Sharing intimate encounters that I've had with Jesus with other people has been one of the most difficult things I've had to do, because sometimes they're not as angelic or glorious as people would assume encounters to be. Sometimes they are painful, sometimes they are embarrassing. Sometimes I just feel so ashamed of how I behaved in or how I reacted in those situations. But they are all encounters in their own way. So it never gets casual to just share it with people. But I've realized that it's not about me. Encounters and situations like this, we survive them so we can help others. They are meant to be shared. It helps me to really understand how Peter must have felt at the moment of that third cock crow, when he looked at Jesus and he felt so ashamed. That was a very shameful moment for him. But I'm sure what kept him going was probably he remembered what Jesus Christ had told him in the Gospel of Luke chapter 22, verse 31 and 32, when Jesus told him, "Simon, Simon, the devil has desired to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith will not fail you, and when you repent, strengthen your brethren, strengthen your brothers." He must have recognized that Jesus Christ was telling him that for this very moment, because he knew that he was going to have a situation like this. But it was not about him. He had to strengthen his brothers. It all comes back to strengthening others. Even when he felt like he had failed to keep the promise that he made to Jesus in the very next verse, when he said, "Master, I'm ready to go to prison with you and even die with you." But it's not ordinary, but to acknowledge that he was with Jesus at that moment was very difficult, and he failed. But he had to have known that it was not about him. I'm sure that's what kept him back up. Jesus told him to strengthen his brothers, and he had a whole lot of work to do, because in times to come, a lot more disciples and a lot more followers of Jesus would undergo persecution, and that's not the last time somebody would fail. He knew he had a big time job to do. So whatever it is that you've gone through that makes you feel that this is my lowest and that's probably the end, remember Peter. Remember how he felt at that point, a whole apostle, of Jesus Christ. He had failed in his promise to stand by him. You're not the first person. So it's an encounter. Don't wait for when you are having angelic visitations. Right there, you are having an encounter, because when you repent and stand up from there, you strengthen others with your testimony, with your story, with what you have gone through, with your encounter. So don't stop there. That's not your end. That's not where the story ends. If Peter had been like Judas Iscariot and gone the other way, his story would be totally different today. But Jesus Christ had given him that instruction. You have to strengthen your brother. So I'm telling you today, you have to strengthen others. Don't stop there. Wake up, repent, come back, and strengthen others with your story. You have a very beautiful story to tell. It might not seem so right now, but that is the story. That is the story you have to tell. And when you tell it, when you rise up and you tell that story and you help others, it will all be worth it. Happy Easter.